In this video, we will share our experience about the top-down fundament analysis approach. Expose the traps from investing certain countries in order to prevent you from being robbed. So we have a very interesting story. Sit tight and enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Please note that our content is purely for storytelling purposes and should not be construed as investment advice, nor do we solicit investment funds. We will expose some case studies how governments using high tax, nationalization, violating property rights, seize, long-arm jurisdiction, etc. to harm investors. While their action is legal and may seem appropriate to their citizen, but investment is considered to have no border. If you do not aware and not prepared, you will be hurt. Chile, very high tax to reap from investors. Swiss unjustly violating the property rights of at one. Mexico, nationalize mining right. USA, seize assets. USA, long-arm jurisdiction. Chile, very high tax to reap from investors. Chile, May 18, 2023, Chilean lawmakers have approved a mining royalty bill, which will require companies pay more taxes and royalties to the government. The bill sets up a maximum tax rate of around 47% for companies that produce over 80,000 tons of fine copper a year. It also imposes an ad valorem tax of 1% on miners that produce more than 50,000 tons per year, as well as an additional 8% to 26% tax depending on the miner's operating margin. Chile's tax reform and its impact on the mining sector come amid a broader shift left in South American politics. Peruvians elected a leftist government and Colombians did the same. Both have taken tough policy positions against the mining industry, including stiffer taxes. Swiss unjustly violating the property rights of at one. On June 6, 2024, bondholders of Credit Suisse initiated legal action against Switzerland in the United States, challenging the $17 billion devaluation of additional Tier 1, at 1, debt. This legal move stems from the emergency acquisition of Credit Suisse by UBS the previous year, a sale facilitated by the Swiss government. During this process, the Swiss financial regulator, FINMA, reduced the value of the bank's at one securities to zero, while common shareholders of the bank received financial settlements upon the completion of the sale. The bondholders of at one instruments did not. The Swiss government's decision to nullify the $17 billion worth of at one securities infringed upon the property rights of the investors, who are typically prioritized over stock investors in such scenarios. December 2021, Ganfeng Lithium announced that its recommended takeover offer for Bacanora Lithium plc had become effective, which valued Bacanora at approximately £260 million. Bacanora, whose shares are traded on AIM, was a lithium development company focused on the Sonora Lithium project in Mexico. The Sonora Lithium project is one of the largest lithium mines in the world, based on proven and probable reserves. It has 8.8 million tons of lithium carbonate equivalent resources. Mexico City, February 2023. President Andrés Manuel López Obrador signed his latest presidential decree on nationalization, establishing a more than 900-square-mile lithium mining zone in northern Sonora state, declared no mining activity can be carried out related to lithium within this area. The decree could pave the way for Mexico's newly created state-run company to get exclusive rights to exploit local reserves of lithium. Mexico, nationalize mining right. November 9, Mexican mining authorities have issued a notice to Ganfeng's local subsidiaries indicating 9 of its concessions had been cancelled. Ganfeng Lithiums was forced to indefinitely postpone its target to start mining the battery metal in Mexico. Peter Secker, head of the Sonora Lithium project, said that the miner cannot continue its plans until the issues with the government are resolved, for which there is no clear time frame. Those who are interested in investing to Mexico should know. In Mexico, the drug dealer cartels use a portion of their vast profits to pay off judges, officers, and politicians. They also coerce officials into cooperating. Assassinations of journalists and public servants by the cartels are relatively common. Dozens of politicians were killed ahead of the country's midterm elections in 2021, with many of the deaths attributed to the cartels. There have been reports and incidents where members of the Mexican police have been implicated in illegal activities, including drug trafficking and kidnapping. USA seize assets. May 11, 2024, President Joe Biden signed Wednesday allows the administration to seize Russian state assets located in the U.S. and use them for the benefit of Kyiv. As we are located outside USA and Russia, we believed that the Russia war with Ukraine would not affect us, until we found that the VanEck Russia ETF, RSX, listed in USA had to be liquidated. We were not prepared for such situation and we lost some money. The main point is looking in the future. We hope to be fully prepared before China launches an attack on Taiwan. USA long-arm jurisdiction. With that policy, the U.S. has been using its power to strike commercial competitors and intervene in normal international business operations. Previously, Toshiba in Japan, Siemens in Germany, Alstom in France had all suffered. Using the long-arm jurisdiction, the United States government has placed restrictions on business dealings with certain Chinese companies due to various concerns, including human rights abuses, military modernization, and national security interests. Investors who held those companies, including some Wall Street bosses, suffered. For example, BlackRock, Lehman Brothers still holding 10% of China Railway, a company under restriction stock code 390. The story of Frederick Pierucci is a gripping tale of international intrigue and economic warfare, as detailed in his book The American Trap. Pierucci, a former senior executive at Alstom, a French multinational company, found himself at the center of a geopolitical storm when he was arrested in New York by the FBI in April 2013. The charges against him were related to bribery, and his arrest was part of a broader strategy by the United States to assert its economic dominance. The Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, FCPA, was the tool used by the Department of Justice, DOJ, to prosecute Pierucci, allowing them to target foreign nationals for crimes committed outside of U.S. jurisdiction. Pierucci's ordeal began with an invitation to dinner in Singapore by his boss, Patrick Crone, the CEO of Alstom. During the dinner, they discussed the Tarahan case, which involved allegations of using consultants to bribe Indonesian officials to secure contracts for Alstom's power equipment. Although an internal investigation had cleared Pierucci of involvement, his subsequent arrest in the U.S. would reveal that he was merely a pawn in a much larger game. After his arrest, Pierucci faced a harrowing time in a maximum security prison, where he was told he could be sentenced to 125 years. The conditions were dire, with violence and danger a constant presence. The U.S. authorities' actions against Pierucci were seen as a way to leverage him in their pursuit of Alstom's leadership and to weaken the company to the advantage of its American competitors. Ultimately, the U.S.'s aggressive legal tactics led to Alstom paying one of the largest financial penalties ever imposed by the country. Moreover, Alstom was forced to cede control of significant parts of its business to General Electric, its biggest American rival. This move was seen as part of a secret economic war waged by the U.S. against its allies, with corporate law being used as a weapon. Pierucci's story, as he tells it, is not just about his personal suffering but also about the broader implications of America's economic policies and how they affect the global balance of power. His experience sheds light on the tactics used by the U.S. to maintain its economic supremacy, often at the expense of other nations' sovereignty and the well-being of individuals like Pierucci. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.